integrate this with taxpayer privacy data statutes. If you are a citizen whose private data has been compromised through a breach of government computers, you can actually sue for damages. So what I'm thinking about and talking to my friends at Democracy Defenders and other lawyers about is, could there be a nationwide class action lawsuit to follow up on last week's victories against Musk, against the Trump administration for this breach in computer security and the data of all American taxpayers? It could be a class action suit on behalf of all Americans. If the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers want to opt out and they don't want their part of the money for the contamination of their data, fine, they can opt out. But really, it's a suit on behalf of everybody because that's our information. Right. It doesn't belong to Elon Musk or his little midnight crew. It belongs to the people, and the government has to hold it in trust. Now, there's specific statutes which say that information can only be accessed for tax purposes, for the purposes of the internal revenue system, and for no other purposes. What are they using that information for?
This is something that I think is flying under the radar a little bit, how successful the courts have been in stalling or pushing back against Trump. Of course, he was able to nominate the most judges in history and have them confirmed. Most judges in history before President Biden, thankfully, broke that record. So there are a lot of Trump stooges in judicial positions. We saw that with Eileen Cannon, and we're seeing it all over the place. But there has been a pretty strong judicial response, and so Democrats are relying on the courts. It's the reason why we have to keep fighting back. It's the reason why we have to keep suing and using our voice. But JD doesn't really think we should be able to do that. JD Vance doesn't believe in checks and balances. JD Vance doesn't believe in our system of government. And he made it clear that he plans on breaking the law as much as possible with Donald Trump and Elon Musk. And a string of tweets that we're going to check. We're breaking the law. Time for some law breaking is what JD Vance is all about. And there's a funny but stupid reason why he invoked Andrew Jackson. I don't know if y'all have noticed this. Trump always talks about how much he loves Andrew Jackson, says he was treated so unfairly. It's the Trail of Tears guy, right? And do you know why that is? It's because they share a birthday. They have the same birthday. That's why Donald Trump loves Andrew Jackson. That's how, pea-brained Donald Trump is. That he loves this horrible person. A president that we are largely ashamed of in our history because of their birthday. And that's part of the reason why, of course, JD is invoking him, but also because, they're going straight criminality. They're saying, okay, checks and balances, getting rid of that one. It was a good run, America. It was a good run, our system of government. That is their plan. And now Elon wants to impeach judges. He wants to get rid of them. He wants to doge them. He was tweeting about how we need a measure of how well judges perform, and then the lowest performing we get rid of and replace. It's just these are people who don't understand how government works and clearly don't care and want to pick it apart. If you talk about who should be impeached, it's JD Vance for saying bring on the fascism.